Hello everyone, welcome to Wing Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've decided to join me today. Today we're going to do our third set of alternatives for the December 2025 paper pumpkin kit called Watercolor in Bloom. And here are the 9 cards that you could have made had you done them as intended. But as you know, we don't do things as intended around here, so we're going to change things up. So let's go ahead and get started. And while we're getting ready to get started, if I could just ask you to hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun around here, and I'm really appreciative of all of you. So we're going to start with a card base here that's Balmy Blue. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to give this a good burnish here. We've got a piece of white for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. I've got this punch out piece that was in the kit that we're going to put in the middle of our card. And I've got some flowers and little greenery here that I cut from the add-on dies for this quarter. So we're going to build this a little scene at the bottom of our oval here. So let's do our stamping first. So we are going to stamp in Secret Sea. And for the sentiment for this card, I'm going to use a stamp set called So Sincere. And I wanted a stamp set that was vertical in nature. Or, a sentiment that was vertical in nature, so I could fit it onto this oval here. So we're going to use, let's see, I think we're going to use this one for the outside. So it says, be grateful for what you have and be proud of who you are. And we're going to put this one on the outside, and then on the inside we're going to put, knowing you brings joy to my heart. I'm trying to decide which I want on the inside and which I want on the outside. Actually, you know what? I think we'll put this one on the outside and we'll put that one on the inside. Okay, so let's go back to my original plan. So, knowing you brings joy to my heart. We're going to put that on the outside. So I'm just going to tap this in here. Just kind of check to make sure that I've got the stamp completely inked up. And these red rubber stamps we have to be careful with, because you can't rock the block or press too hard or it will distort the image. So I'm going to we're going to build our little scene down here. So I'm going to make this kind of in the upper 2/3 of this oval, leaving room at the bottom for my little flower scene. So I'm just going to give this some even pressure. Give it a second. There we go. So knowing you brings joy to my heart. And then we'll put this on the inside. So let's try to get this on the block straight. So let's see here. Pick that up. Okay, now let's ink this one up. And again, I'm just checking to make sure that it looks like I've got ink all over the stamp. Okay, now we'll line that up. And we'll take this down. Again, I'm not going to press too hard. Try not to rock the block. There we go. Be grateful for what you have and be proud of who you are. All right, so let's put our ink away. I'm going to put this on the inside. So we will put some glue on this. Oh, that was a lot of glue in that corner. See if we can spread that out a bit. I always forget when the glue is relatively new that you don't have to press that hard. Okay, so we're going to center this up in here. Just like that. Give that a good press. Okay, this is going to go on our outside, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'm only going to put glue on the inside here. I'm not going to worry about the little petals on the outside. We're just going to let those, you know, be free. So we'll center this. Let's move it down just a tad. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's see what we've got here. We've got our 3 little blue flowers that were cut from Secret Sea. So I'm going to put 2 of them flat, I think. And I'm trying to decide. Do I want to do flat or pop them up? Let's see. I'm thinking I want to do flat. At least on the bottom 2. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue on one side, because I want to be able to tuck these green leafy bits here underneath the right hand edge on this one and the left hand edge of this one. So I'm going to keep the glue on the opposite side. I'm going to put those like that. We're going to put our third one up on a dimensional. Let me find the dimensionals here. Here we go. So we're just going to put 1 dimensional here in the middle. And we'll just put this in the middle, just like that. Okay. Now, we're going to take our little green leafy bits, just a dot of glue. Now, it doesn't take much for these little tiny things. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck them in on the edge here. So I left this one without glue on this edge, so we can put this one here. Okay, and we'll put another one here. Whoops, they're so tiny and flimsy. Okay, so this one we're gonna drop a glue. We'll put it on this edge, so like that. And then let's see where we can put these other 2. Not much for the glue there, so let's see. Now, since I popped this up, we have some room to kind of wiggle this in here. And get that right there. And we'll do this one on this other side. And let's see, just, oops. We want it to stay under our little blue flower. There we go. Let's see. I'm not sure I like that. Hang on a second. Let me pull that back up. See if we can. I don't think we want to put it on the bottom because I don't think it'll look right. So maybe I can get this back under here like I had it to start with. There we go. Okay. So we'll call that good. There we go. Okay, so there's our little flower scene. Now, all we need is some gems. So we're going to use, what are we going to use? We've got, if I can find the ones that came in the kit. Unfortunately, I have no idea what I've done with them. Let's see. There's so much stuff on my desk, I can't find anything. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just me? I want to know. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Do you all have this problem too? Like your desk just kind of explodes like a tornado went through it and then you can't find anything? I guess we could use these druzy gems. I think these will be okay, since that's what I can put my hands on at the present second. Let's see here. What do we want to do? We want to do... I'm just going to do one in each of the centers of the flowers. And since we've got this bronze around the outside, this color right here looks like it goes relatively well. Let's see if I can get this up here. My next order, I'm going to order some more putty for my Take Your Pick tool. There we go. So there's one. See if we can get one for each of them. And one more. Perfect. Okay, so there. It's our cute little card. Okay, so there's the first one. Now, the second one we're going to do a little bit more stamping on this one. So, let me get some stamps on this block. Let's see, I want to start with this one. We're going to use some of these leafy stamps that came in the stamp set with the kit. So I'm going to take this bigger leaf looking one and we're going to start with it. So I've got a card base here of Garden Green that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We'll give this a good burnish. A piece of white that's 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Then I've got this piece, which is one of the envelopes that I cut apart and trimmed down to 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to put that here. I've got Garden Green cut out with one of the Spotlight on Nature dies, piece of basic white from one of the Spotlight on Nature dies. We're going to put these together. We're going to stamp on this. And I've got just a bunch of different cutouts here, and I don't know if we're going to use any of these or some of them. We'll figure it out here in a minute, because we are going to do, like I said, some stamping. But first things first, we're going to do some inking. So I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to take this, and I want to kind of just put this on here to where I'm thinking I'm going to want it when I'm all done. And so then I'm going to take some cloud cover ink and my blending brush, and we are going to just go in here and do some ink blending. So basically what I want to do is I want to create like this cloud cover shadow kind of around our circle here. So we're going to just eyeball this. I can start in the middle because that's going to get covered up, but I basically want the edges more than I want the middle, because the middle obviously isn't going to show. So we can just start in the middle, because if we have harsh points where I put the brush down, we don't care. Not for this anyway. A lot of times you would want to start off, or you would want to tap this off so you didn't get those harsh marks, but since we're covering most of this up, we don't really care if we have those harsh marks in our center. So basically what I want is just this very light shadow that's going to go behind our green circle. So we have a long way to go here to get it to the outside. So we're just going to try to see how if we can get this just so it peeks out of the edges of our green circle here. Okay, we need to go a little more up and over here to the side. I'll bring this down a little bit, and we'll move it to the right hand side just so we can get a little bigger than our, okay, so now we're starting to get some, just what I want on the outside up there. So we'll go a little bit more down here and to the right hand side here. We'll give it some color up here. Let's see. All right, we're getting there. almost what I'm looking for. I'm just going to bring this out just a little bit more to the top. And over here on the right hand side. Okay. Now, we're going to bring it down just a little bit more down here, and then we're going to call it good, I think. Just a little more. All right. Okay, so I think that's going to do what I want. So it's just the hintest of shadow around our circle. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some not cloud cover, Secret Sea. And I'm going to take this leafy stamp here. And I'm going to ink this up. And I just want some of the bits of this sticking out from under here at the top. Well, we're going to do some at the bottom too. But the majority of what we're stamping is not going to show. So it's just barely going to come out from under that. So we'll just go around here and put some pieces. And we'll do a couple of these coming out here. And we'll do another one, let's say, right here. Okay, that one. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to take one of the other little stamps. So this little leafy bit here, and we're going to stamp it in, let's see. It's not that one. Where's the stamp? I had it out here. There it is. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to use cloud cover. So we're going to do some, you know, tone-on-tone stamping here on the cloud cover that we put down around our base. And we're going to do some of these leafy bits in the same color. And you can barely see it, but you can see how that comes out of there. Let's see. And there's no, I mean, you could do this however it, you know, whatever looks good to you. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We're just stamping, you know, we're just having fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, it just has to make you happy. Okay, so we'll do, let's do another one. I want some of this up a little bit, so I'm just going to put another one in here. There we go. Now you can see that a little better. Okay, we need some at the bottom, and then I think we'll call this good. So I'm just going to put some down here. And we'll go here. Let's check it. Okay, now I'm not going to put any to the left hand side because we have all this over here, but I am just going to put just a bit here on this right hand edge, and that way it doesn't look naked because we don't need a naked side. Okay, that looks pretty good. That was what I was going for. All right, so let me get the ink, at least the cloud cover ink, put away. We're going to stamp on here with our Secret Sea and on our inside piece. So I think on here we're going to do our thank you so much, like we have done in some other cards recently. I'm still trying to get enough thank you cards for, you know, Christmas. So let's get this down in the middle here, and we'll just give that a second. Okay, so that's going to go here. And on the inside then, we're going to do, let's see, I've got another stamp here. That, you know, the one we've been using, which says, the little things you do for me mean so much. So let me get us a block here. I'm going to line this up so I can get it onto my block. Hopefully straight. Ink that up. And we'll line that up. Hopefully we'll get this down straight. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's put our ink away and let's get this put together. So we are going to start with this on the inside. So we'll get glue around this, center this up, just like that. And then we will, I'm going to put this piece down next. So I'm going to go easy with the glue on this because since this is envelope, you know, weight, since it was an envelope, it's kind of thinner than the rest of the cardstock we're working with. So we don't want to make it, you know, wrinkle or anything like that with our glue. So you do have to be kind of careful when using the envelopes that you don't put too much glue on them. So let's just scoot this just like that. Okay, now let's take our, well, actually, I'm going to glue this into the middle of our green piece. And then we will pop this up with some dimensionals to give this a little bit of height there. And let's get those on. Oops. And we'll get our backs off. And we'll center this up into our stamped images here. So let's see. This all of a sudden is not straight anymore. So it moved on me. Let me move it back over. Okay. Hang on. Okay. All right. Don't stick to the glass mat. Okay, that's not cool. All right. It's okay. I lost one. We'll put that back on there. All right. So now we're going to get this centered up like that. And this still is not even. Don't like it. Hang on. We're going to fix it. Let me get it off here. Okay. It's all right. We can put more glue on it and we'll get it back into the center and nobody will be any wiser except you and me. All right. So there, let's turn that just, there we go. That looks so much better. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Let's do some bling. Let's see what we've got for bling here. I would like to have some green here. I think we'll use these little green ones here. And let's see. Where to put them though? Let's see. We'll put one right there. And I don't know why putting these on just gives me so much pause. I can never figure out where I want them. Like, where are they going to look good? But they always look good no matter where you put them. So I don't know why I stress over it so much, but I do. Okay, and the last one we'll put right, whoops, not there, right here. I've got it upside down. There we go. Just oh my goodness. All right, I think I lost the sticky on that one. Let's check another one. I think it's stuck to the glass mat. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so we didn't use any of our cut out pieces, which is fine. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use them or not, but I cut them just in case. So I'm just going to push those to the side, and we will use those on another card because I think this one is pretty just the way it is. So, okay, here are the two that we've made today. So like I said, this is our third set of alternatives, and so I've got several more waiting in the wings over here. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a crafty day. Bye.